Shalom and greetings, everybody. Brother Nicholas James Vanderlane. Victory for the people of Israel from by the narrow path, which are the 10 Commandments. Today is the 13th day of the second month on Yahweh's Enoch solar calendar. It is May 2nd, 2020. And this video is part of my Elijah series that I've been producing. This is Elijah, the lowercase son of man and Master Yeshua's end time servant. So again, like my last video, I put out a disclaimer in my last video about Elijah. I'm going to put it out again. Elijah won't be campaigning. Surprisingly, I put out this video letting all of these people who claim that they're Elijah, let them know that they have demons, they're influenced by demons. And thankfully now my comments of people claiming to be Elijah has stopped. As I said, after making several videos on the end time Elijah, I have received many comments from many people on YouTube claiming to be Elijah and desiring me to recognize them as him. Also, while in Jerusalem, I met several people claiming to be Elijah. These demonically influenced people are just a few of many people fulfilling Master Yeshua the Messiah's prophecy. For many shall come in my name, for many shall come in my name, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Messiah. I've talked about this in my last video if you want to watch it. These people are plagued with demons. Remember what the demon said after Master Yeshua the Messiah asked its name. The demon replied, my name is Legion, for we are many. Wow, all you people that are coming in Master Yeshua's name, say, I am he, because that word Messiah is implied there, all have demons. So I understand the end time Elijah type person won't be campaigning to be Elijah. Yeshua didn't go around saying, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah, I'm the Messiah. John the Baptist didn't go around saying, I am Elijah. So this person won't be going around saying that he's Elijah either. In my last video, I linked the end time Elijah to be the prophet, messenger, watchman of Ephraim, United States, USA. As I said, the end time Elijah has more roles, prophetic identities, types, fulfillments than just these. Also, I said that the Isaiah 28 messenger to Ephraim will be rejected, just as the Master Yeshua the Messiah prophesied regarding the end time Son of Man to be rejected. So to go full circle on that study, I circled around that Ezekiel, the prophet, was also Ezekiel the Son of Man. And Ezekiel is one of the three major prophets, and the scroll contains 48 chapters. In the book of Ezekiel, he is called the Son of Man 93 times. But from my best understanding, none of Ezekiel's prophecies were about or fulfilled by Master Yeshua the Messiah in his first coming. That is amazing. I counted 93 times. I'd be happy to be corrected if I'm wrong, but I can't think of one. So if you can, please do. Rather, I understand Ezekiel is a type of this end time prophet that he is prophesying about. And he is also prophesying of a different person other than Master Yeshua the Messiah. Ezekiel is prophesying about King Yeshua's end time servant, the Elijah-like lowercase son of man. Master Yeshua the Messiah also prophesied about this son of man, lowercase, not speaking of himself. Yes, many times Master Yeshua the Messiah prophesied about the Son of Man, capital S, capital M, Son of Man, were about himself. But there were several, maybe 5 to 10 times that this should have been lowercase because he wasn't speaking of himself. Master Yeshua is the Messiah, capital T, capital M. Okay, Messiah means anointed one. King David was an anointed one. Saul was an anointed one. All the kings after were anointed ones. But Yeshua is the anointed one, the Messiah. And so I believe that, like I said, that there are many or several, more than 2, more than 3 prophecies about the lowercase son of man who is Master Yeshua's end time servant. Not knowing that this second person or this lowercase son of man existed is what has made the son of man prophecies so hard, so difficult for everyone to interpret. Because when you think Yeshua is talking about himself, it is confusing because the prophecies sometimes regarding the lowercase son of man, they don't make sense because they're not about him. And one of the times he prophesies about this end time son of man, he's also makes the connection to Elijah. So I was recently asked a question, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on earth, by this person? And this person went on to say, what is interesting here in Luke is, according to the Greek, there is an interrogative particle attached indicating a negative answer is presumed. So basically the answer is no. The question of finding faith has perplexed many scholars because of the rapture doctrine of meeting Yeshua in the clouds. This is even harder for many to make any sense because there's going on now a mini internet revival of understanding true doctrine, the Torah, the Sabbath, the commandments, and returning to the truth. No crying Christians, no crybaby Christians on my channel. You can go to another channel. Go ahead and read Ezekiel 33 or watch my last video about Elijah, the Ezekiel 33 watchman. Don't give me this crybaby Christians. The way of Yahweh is too hard. Oh, it's too hard. It's not fair. Everyone's going to be judged according to their ways, according to what you hear. And if you reject the truth, that means you're ending your sanctification, and that's a dangerous place to be because you don't love the truth. Yeshua said, if you love him, keep his commandments. And what commandments is he talking about? The 10 commandments, and the Sabbath is of the 10. So, how come the Greeks imply that no, the Son of Man won't find faith when he comes? The Greek language does that. It's because Master Yeshua the Messiah is prophesying about his end time servant, the Son of Man. In Luke 18, we see one of these Son of Man prophecies, that Son of Man prophecy that I was just quoted by that comment there. And he spake a parable unto them to this end, that is implied, that men always ought to pray and not to faint, saying, there was in a city a judge which feared not Eloah, neither regarded man. And there was a widow in the city, and she came unto him, saying, avenge me of my adversary. And he would not for a while. But after he said within himself, though I fear not Eloah, nor regard man, yet because this widow troubleth me, I will avenge her, lest by her continual coming she weary me. And the master said, hear what the unjust judge saith, and shall not Eloah avenge his own elect, which cry day and night unto him, though he bear long with them? I tell you that he will avenge them speedily. And then he gives us that quote, nevertheless, when the Son of Man cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And this is kind of interesting because I believe that this is one of the ways that these concealed prophecies of the end are concealed, because it appears that this question that he asked is not connected to the rest of this text right here, but rather just a verse that's thrown in there. I talked about that in Revelation chapter 16, verse 15. That was a really oddly placed verse, and this is another oddly placed verse. And this prophecy is about the Son of Man, which appears to have nothing to do with the subject of this passage. So, nevertheless, will the Son of Man, when he cometh, shall he find faith on the earth? And it's no. How can that be no when we're all expected to be caught up in the clouds? When we know that there are going to be people that are going to caught up, those who are alive and remain shall be caught up. So the answer cannot be no. This is speaking about a different Son of Man, the Master Yeshua, the Messiah, prophesied about, the lowercase Son of Man. So that was Luke 18. Here we have Luke 17 regarding the Son of Man. I've been using this passage a lot regarding when the kingdom of Eloah is within us. And he said unto his disciples, the days will come when you shall desire to see one of the days of the Son of Man, and you shall not see him. See here or see there. Go not after them, nor follow them. For as lightning lighteth out of one part under heaven, and shineth unto the other part under heaven, so also the Son of Man be in his day. But first he must suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. Okay, so he's going to be suffering many things and be rejected by this generation. More than likely won't have a huge ministry. More than likely, remember, Elijah was hidden. As it was in the days of Noah, so shall it also be in the days of the Son of Man. They did eat, they drank, they married wives, they were given in marriage until the day that Noah entered into the ark, and the flood came and destroyed them all. We had the September 24th sign, what we call the September 23rd sign, the Revelation 12:1 sign. We're all expecting this event. I believe I did a video about how that event signified Elijah's arrival. Ever since then, people were eating and drinking and marrying wives and giving in marriage until the day that Noah entered the ark. And likewise, also, as it was in the days of Lot, they ate, they drank, they bought, they sold, they planted, they builded. But in the same day that Lot went out of Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone from heaven and destroyed them all. Even thus shall it be in the day when the Son of Man is revealed. So it appears he has to be rejected. So for him to be rejected, he has to be here. He has to be somewhere here on the earth. That's just how I understand it. And my guess is that he's hidden. Like I said in my last comment section, or my last video, Elijah, he was hidden for 3.5 years. So that verse about the Son of Man is different than this verse about the Son of Man, because in that verse it says, Son of Man must suffer many things and be rejected of this generation. But here we see the Son of Man must suffer many things, be rejected of the elders and the chief priests and scribes, and be slain. Okay, Yeshua had a following, okay? I don't think that the Son of Man will have a following. Yeshua was rejected by the chief priests, but he had a following. He had 5,000 on this hill and feeding 5,000 there, and he had mass gatherings of people where he had to speak in the boat, and he had to evade the people that wanted him and wanted to make him the Messiah. But he was rejected of the elders. He was rejected of the chief priests and the scribes, and he was slain, and he was raised on the third day. Hallelujah. All praise to the Father and to the Son, the family name of Yah. Hallelujah. So this Son of Man prophecy is pertaining to himself. Way different than this Son of Man prophecy who is going to be rejected of this generation. Yeshua was received. Yeshua was received and the gospel went out. 3,000 received him on Pentecost, on the following Pentecost. They're in Jerusalem and the gospel went out. And we are the fruit of that gospel. Hallelujah. So here is the verse that I wanted to share with you about Elijah and the Son of Man, because there's a lot of verses and I can't go through them all, and I'm not going to go through them all. I don't have the time to go through them all, and I want to make this video concise. Mark chapter 9 verse 12, and Yeshua answered and told them, Elijah verily cometh first and restoreth all things. And how is it written of the Son of Man that he must suffer many things and be set at naught? So Elijah is going to come, and his job is to restore all things, and that he's going to suffer many things, and he's going to be set at naught, which means basically he's not going to be received. Malachi chapter 4 verse 5, Behold, I send you Elijah the prophet before the coming of the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children, and the heart of the children to the fathers, let I come and smite the earth with a curse. So Elijah is going to come before the great and dreadful day of Yahweh. And that is his job. And turning the hearts of the fathers to the children, the hearts of the children to the fathers, that's preaching the 10 Commandments, which is what he'll be doing, because there's generational curses in the 10 Commandments. And fathers out there who love their sons, you don't really love your son if you're not keeping the Sabbath day and teaching your son how to keep the Sabbath day set apart. You're not keeping Yahweh's law of the 10 Commandments and yourself, and you're not teaching your son to keep that. If you're not doing that, you have no love for your son. And sons and your fathers, honor them, because that is keeping the 10 Commandments as well. Children, honor your parents. You cannot repay your parents. I believe in the book of Ecclesiastes it says a man can't repay his parents. And I have 6 children, so all that we do for our children, I'm learning, you just can't repay them. All you can do is just thank them. And so it's for everyone to honor their parents. So fathers have to be teaching these things to their sons, and the sons and their daughter, they have to honor their parents. It's the 10 Commandments they'll be preaching. And in Malachi chapter 3, this person is called the messenger of the covenant. And that same word for messenger is the messenger to Ephraim, whose message is the 10 Commandments, but the Christians don't want it. Watch my last video on Elijah. I explain it there. I've been explaining that one. And this person will have the correct understanding of the new covenant, which is to preach back to Christians who claim they are saved. But Yeshua said, if you love me, keep my commandments. So that's one thing. Yeshua, you can't just honor Eloah with your lips, but your heart be far from him. These things have to be written on the walls of your heart. The commandments are inside of you. The law is supposed to be inside of you for you to do it, to think about it, and to do it, and to perform it to Yahweh your Elohim. And it's interesting in Malachi chapter 3, how this messenger of the covenant is suddenly caught up to Yahweh's temple. And that's similar to how the man-child in Revelation chapter 12 in 12:5 is going to be caught up to the throne. So that's something to consider as well. So to wrap this one up, there's some things Master Yeshua the Messiah said to his end-time faithful and wise servant. Yes, this applies to everybody, but it specifically applies to this person because these are prophecies. Matthew chapter 10, verse 24, he says, a disciple is not above his teacher, nor a servant above his master. John chapter 13, verse 6, truly, truly, I tell you, no servant is greater than his master, nor is a messenger, remember what I just had there, the messenger of Ephraim, the messenger of the covenant, is greater than the one who sent him. Remember John the Baptist, when Yeshua arrived on the scene, he said, he must increase and I must decrease. Again, no servant is greater than his master, nor a messenger greater than one who sent him. And then in John chapter 15:20 says, remember the word that I spoke unto you. No servant is greater than his master. If they persecuted me, they will persecute you as well. If they kept my word, they will keep yours as well. So this is something to consider, the authority that Yeshua has given to his end-time servant. Remember, I've talked about this end-time servant in my Revelation 12:1 sign equals Elijah's arrival video. Please go check that out. So, brothers and sisters, I hope that you are blessed with the information that's in this video. And I'm signing off, and shalom.